Hello and welcome to the second week of Isaiah chapter 40. Last week we looked at Isaiah 41 and we looked at the Hebrew letters of Isaiah 41. And then on Thursday last week we looked at some of the grammatical features. And so this week we're looking at Isaiah 40 verse 9. And so earlier this week on Monday I looked at some of these letters. Can you name them? I'll pause in between each letter, giving you a chance to pause the video and see if you can come up with it. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you the name of these vowels underneath too, if you don't mind. So, in your mark, set, go. This is ayin. This is patak, which is a short a. This is the ayin is not pronounced in modern Hebrew. This is a lamed. It's pronounced like a l. Okay, this is a hey. It's pronounced like an H. Another, what is this? Another patak, a short a. Short, not me. It's not a. It's but just not very long. So what letter is this? Resh. So this is har, like pirate, har, except it means mountain, or probably hill. I mean, let's face it, there aren't mountains of the kind in other places of the world in Israel. But anyway, so al-har, upon the mountain. This is a gimel, and that's a hardening dagesh. It makes it a g. Actually, modern Hebrew just pronounces all the gimels g, whether they have a dot in them or not. So you can ignore the dot. But it is called a dagesh. There's another one here. This is a doubling dagesh, a strong dagesh. A dagesh forte. Okay. Har gimel. Then this is a long a. It's like the patak, but with long. So this is a longer. You hold the sound longer. I don't make those distinctions. Al, har, ga. Open syllables, by the way, tend to have long vowels in them. And then this is a bait. A bait without the dot is pronounced like a V. Gav. Gavoa. So this is a holum. It's a long O. Gavoa. That's called a furtive patak. It's sneaky. It's a sneaky patak. I'm going to sneak right in here to get you from the O sound to the Gaboa. Okay. So this is upon a mountain high, upon a high mountain. Gavoa. This is so if this is a short A and this is a long A, this is a really short A. This is a katef patak. Hold it even shorter. The farther away you are from the accent, the less breath you have, and so the shorter the vowel. Okay, so this is ayin, katef patak. What's that again? Lamed. And then we have a hirik yod. This is a long I sound, basically. At least we transliterate it as a long I, like an I with a hat on it. But it's pronounced E. Don't ask why. Just go with it, okay? So this is Ali, Muhammad Ali. Okay. This is basically arise or go up. So go up, it's a command. In fact, let's get some code in here. So I've come up with this code. It's a little bit like the code in interlinearbible.org, but I just couldn't bring myself to use their abbreviations. But you should be able to map it fairly easily. So, for example, in interlinearbible.com, they're going to have this sort of language for the tenses. So this is a call stem. I'm going to call that the G stem for Grundstamm. You got to get some good German in here, right? So call is the base verb stem. It basically means nothing. We're not doing anything. We're just leaving it the way it is. So this is, the G here stands for Grundstamm, and it basically means this is the base stem, which means nothing. It means I don't have to think about this verb. I'm just going to go with what the dictionary says it means. And so the M is what I'm using for imperative, which means it's a command. And it's a feminine singular. So whoever is being commanded here is a feminine singular. I think it's Zion. Zion. I think that Zion is the one who's being commanded here. So it's not, in its original context, it's saying, Zion, get up into a high mountain. So Zion is the one being addressed because Zion is feminine. And you can look at this, by the way. Why am I doing this? Okay, I'm stopping share, and now I'm going to share something else. What am I sharing? I am sharing, is this what I'm sharing? This is what I'm sharing. Okay, nope, I've been watching Elseworlds with the Flash and Green Arrow. Anyway, now you know. We're on Christmas break. I'm allowed to watch stuff, right? Okay, so Zion is feminine singular. And so I think that if you look at the other, I didn't put all of the code, but you can see that the command, get up, is addressed to a feminine singular, and the one who tells good tidings is feminine singular. So I believe that Zion is the one that is in mind there. So let me share back to the PowerPoint share. There we go. Okay, so and you also know that I like Starbucks. Okay, so maybe you didn't see that. Okay, so upon a mountain high, upon a high mountain, get up. Something feminine singular. I think it's Zion. Zion, get up. And this is the G stem, what interlinearbible.org, this is just the old way of saying is it's the call stem, which is the like stem, which means basically nothing's done to it. It's just kind of like this, it's the starter kit verb. So get up. It's addressing a feminine singular because of this form, this hierarch yod is what is the clue there. It's imperative, that's what my M stands for, and it's a verb. So it's a verb in the call or G stem, imperative, feminine singular. Okay, lock. What is lock here? Lock is a lamed, which means two, and a kaf, which means you. And the you, a kaf with a shava in it, this two dot up and down is a shava. So the kaf in this situation is a feminine you, a singular feminine you, feminine singular. So everything matches. We have harmony. So this is get up to you, which that's bad English. We have to say, hey, you, get up, or get up, you, something like that. But it's literally to you. This is what Hebrew does. It fuses things together. So this is the fusing of a to with a you feminine singular. And so this lamed, when lamed means to, it is an inseparable prefix. It is fused to whatever word. You don't find lameds that mean to just hanging out there. Like in English, the word to can hang out all by itself, but lamed must always, it's a Siamese letter. It must always be attached. Sorry, I didn't mean that if that was offensive. But anyway, it must always be attached to the word. Okay, so now this here is a participle. I decided, okay, I'll go ahead and spell out participle. This is a different stem. It's a D stem, which D is for doubling. But you old school people out there might know that this is the PL. They used to call it the PL stem, which is the factative stem. What does that mean? Factative means to put, so if the call is the Grundstamm, if the call is the starter stem, the PL means to put something in the call state. And so some verbs just like that. Some verbs like the D stem. But you can see that this is doubled. And that doubling is what tells you it's a D. Now remember how I said last week that Hebrew verbs they're based upon 3 consonants. And they add stuff at the beginning and end and stuff like that, middle. But the bait, seen, and resh, this is the core. Those are the 3 right there. The segol tav, that's a feminine singular kind of ending that's been taped onto the end. And this mem on the front is a participle thing that's been fused on the front. But the 3 letters here are bait, seen, and resh. And so this doubling of the middle letter is a telltale sign of the PL or D stem. And it's feminine singular because of the segol, tav. And the accent in this kind of, it's called a segolet kind of construction. The second to last syllable is where the accent goes, I believe. And so it's meva seret. Meva seret. Let me just make sure that I'm right on the segolet thing, and I am. I mean, why do I question myself? I'm always right. I'm not always right. Okay, we know I'm not always right. Okay, so this is, and by the way, the shava under that preformative, that mem, this is a prefix because it's a separate meaning bit. Call a meaning bit a morpheme, not morphine, but a morpheme. This is a morpheme that is it's a distinct one. This is a performative because it's actually part of the form. It's glued more tightly. But a shava under a mem is a telltale sign of a PL participle or a D participle. I don't know why we haven't shifted to this D and G stuff. It's just so much easier than PL. And they didn't even pick a book. Who picked this as the model verb either? I mean, this has an I in this verb to do or to make, PL. It's what is the word? Asa. No, never mind. Anyway, why did they pick this as the paradigm verb when it has an irregular letter in the middle? Anyway, we can't go back in time and smack these 1800s Hebrew grammarians around, but we wish we could, of course, right? No, not really. We love our enemy and our grammarian. Okay, so this is basically telling the good news, and it's talking about Zion. You who are telling the good news. All of that comes out of this. The one who is telling the good news. You who are telling the good news, upon a high mountain, get you up. Okay. Well, that took a lot of time. I have 4 slides here. I need to move a little bit faster, don't I? So see if you can say the letters. Hey, kamatz. Resh, hirkiod. That's an E sound. Mem, hirkiod. So this is harimi. Harimi, which in this case means, again, lift up. Lift up. I'll get to that in a second. Actually, this is an H stem. The H stem is in the classical language, it's the hifil. But isn't it simpler to just call it an H stem? What does the M mean? It's an imperative. And again, we have a feminine singular imperative. That E, we saw the E with the feminine singular imperative in the last verse, didn't we? It's an obscure form, but we're going to learn it because, man, it's all over the place in this week's Hebrew. Okay, so the hifil is a causative stem. So you have the call stem, which is the starter stem that just bleh. Then you have the D stem or the PL that means to put something in the state of the call, to put something in that state. Then the hifil stem is the causative stem, to cause X to do whatever the call is. This word, the root word here is actually room. The root, the underlying vocabulary, and if you go to inlanderairbible.org and click on the top number, you'll go to the vocabulary. But this is room. Resh, sharuk is the middle letter in the dictionary, and mem, room. And it means to go up, it means to be up. Okay, to be up. And so in the causative, it's to cause to be up. You get the sense of the hifil? To cause something to be up. So we translate it, lift up. Okay? Lift up with the voice, or with strength, sorry. Lift up with the strength, your voice. Okay, now this is a crash. I mean, it's like everything's been glued, together. I can't get it apart. So this is a bait, bait, kaf, chet. This is a patak, this is a patak. This is a doubling dagish. That means we have 2 kafs, and then that's a cholam, a long O. So va koach, va koach. This is another furtive patak that when you're going from an O to a ch, when you're going from an O to the throat, you got to stick a little A in there. So it's a sneaky little patak, a furtive patak. Va koach. You have to say the A just to get there. But this is the bait is so remember how we had the lamed that when it is attached to the front of a word, it means to. This is a bait, which when attached to a word means with or in or by. It can mean a lot of things. It's basically like the dative in Greek. But so with. Now the patak doubling, believe it or not, get ready to laugh. The patak doubling, this pattern here means that the word the has been crashed in there. It's kind of like the word the was standing there and the two cars crashed into each other. And I'm sorry, that's a bad and very violent image. I'm so sorry. But all that's left of the from the crash is the patak and the doubling, dagish. Normally it would have a hey. The way you make a hey, the way you make the in Hebrew is you put hey, patak, doubling. That's the way you do it. But when there's another preposition involved, the hey just gets smashed, and all that's left is the patak and the doubling. So this is with the koach. Koach is strength. So lift up with the strength your voice. Now kol is a voice. And then there's another kaf with a double shavah, right? We saw that, right? Oops, I went the wrong way. Okay, so see this? This was to you, feminine singular. Well, this is also your voice, feminine singular. So a kaf all by itself with no further vowels is a feminine singular your or you. Okay? So lift up with the voice with the strength, your voice. And then we already saw this again. Here's the one telling good news, namely Jerusalem. Okay, well, we've substituted Jerusalem for Zion, same thing, right? And the word Jerusalem is feminine singular too. So see the feminine singulars, feminine singulars. Some of you may be saying, why did he tell us what the C is? C stands for construct, but I'm not going to tell you about constructs today because it's just too much. Okay, so now we're halfway through. I don't know if I can go faster or not, but maybe I can. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So see if you know the letters. Hey, kamatz, resh, hirik yod, mem, hirik yod. Oh, wait a minute. That's the same word we just had on the previous page. Yeah. So this is lift up. It's a repetition, parallelism, right? All. Okay, all. I know all here. All is a way of making a negative command. In fact, even though Interlinear Bible analyzes this as a verb, a call stem, the Grundstamm, and imperfect tense. There are two tenses in Hebrew, imperfect and perfect. I'm not going to talk about them today. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. This is second feminine singular, which means it's addressing. Again, it's addressing a feminine singular word, which is, I assume, again, Jerusalem or Zion here. Now, there's something I know, and that is that all is used in negative commands. We call that a just. And so this is basically saying, even though it's analyzed as an imperfect, this is a way of making a negative command, and it basically means don't fear. Fear not. Fear not. See, how does it go? O thou that tellest good tidings of Zion, lift up your voice with strength, lift you up. Be not afraid. There it is. Be not afraid. Okay, so that's what this means. And the word in the middle here, the three letters of the verb are yod, resh, aleph. Oh, have I gone over these? This is aleph, patak. Lamed, makef. It's just not a letter. It's just a dash. Tav, hirik yod. Resh, kamat. Aleph, hirik yod. So the hirik yod has to do with the fact that it's feminine singular. And then the tav is basically also clarifies that this is feminine singular. So we have this tav on the front and the hirik yod on the end. Both of them go together basically to say that this is a feminine, second feminine singular. It's a you singular that's a woman or a female. In this case, Zion or Jerusalem. So don't fear not. Okay. This is another, see the hirik yod? It's another command, imperative. And the Grundstamm, this is a mar, aleph, Mem, Resh. And this is Hebrew is so confusing. If you can get past the vowels, man, you're doing good. So there are two kinds of shavas. There's a vocal shva, which, since this is under the first letter, it is la. This is the smallest vowel of all. La. It's shva. This is a vocal shva. But this here, because it closes a short syllable. So hirik. Now hirik yod is long, but hirik here all by itself is short. And so I know that this is a silent shva because it's in a closed syllable with a short vowel. Again, I don't expect you to know all this stuff. Man, good grief. You should just laugh, okay? When I say stuff like, what? Just bust out laughing, because it's, who invented this stuff? So this is imri, okay? Aleph, mem, resh, hirik, yod. And it means speak or say. Amar is a very important Old Testament word because there's a lot of speaking. God does a lot of speaking. He has a lot of speaking roles in the Old Testament. So imri basically says speak, feminine singular, which is Zion and Jerusalem are the feminine singulars, right? And what are we speaking? Do you remember what a lamed can do when it's attached to the front of a word? It can mean to, to. So this is the preposition to, to, tacked on to the front here. To the are, the ayin, kamatz, resh, seriod. Now, hirik yod is one kind of vowel piggyback letter. Yod can be a piggyback letter for a vowel, a mother of reading. Whenever you have a hirik yod like this, that's a long I vowel that's pronounced E. It's a 1-2 punch. Hirik yod, bam, long vowel. Another way to do that is sere yod. This is called a sere when the dots go this way. This is a shava when they go this way. I'm sorry. I mean, don't just say, whoa, who came up with this language? And just keep watching. Eventually it'll sink in. And then you'll be telling the person next to you, did you know that sere with a yod as a piggyback is a long vowel? And they'll say, what have you been drinking? But anyway, so you'll get there. It'll stick in there eventually. So this is the sere yod is it is this. Well, I told you I wasn't going to tell you what a construct is, but I'm going to tell you. Okay, so this is a masculine plural construct, and the word is city. So it's masculine plural construct. So it's not city; it's cities. To the cities of. The of comes out of the fact that it's construct. So this is, for those of you who studied Greek, the Greek genitive puts the word of in front of the word. But in Hebrew, when something's construct, it puts the of after the word. Again, don't worry. It's so much stuff. But this is to the cities of Yehuda. Can you hear it? Yehuda? Judah, yeah. Say unto the cities of Judah. O thou that tellest good tidings through Zion, lift you up into a high mountain. Lift up your voice with strength. Lift up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your God. Okay, so to the cities of Yehuda, Yod, Shavah, Hey, Sharuk, Dalet, Kamatz, Hey. Kamatz, Hey is another vowel, 1-2 punch. It's just pronounced ah. We ignore the Hey when it's the last letter with a kamatz. Okay, in this situation. So lift up, do not be afraid, speak to the cities of Judah, behold your God. Okay, so hine is an exclamation that means behold, and then we have here Eloheka, Elohechem. So the Elohe, Sere Yod, right, is Elohim, the word for God. So we have Aleph, Katef Sagol. Notice this combination precedes with Katef. Katef Patak, Katef Sagol. Okay, there's one other one I won't tell you right now. Lamed, Holam, Lo, Hey, Sere Yod, Elohe, this is God, and then Chem, your, but this is your plural, and it's your plural masculine, second masculine plural. So it's y'all's God, and it's masculine. And of course, most languages back then had a bias toward the masculine. Even if there were women in the audience, they chose the masculine as the default. Okay, well, we did it. I don't know how long this video is, but there you have it. Some Hebrew grammar. Don't worry if it didn't all stick. Not only can you watch this video over and over and over again, but you can. But remember, we're going to be here every week doing this on Thursdays is the plan, and so eventually it'll begin to stick. And you'll tell someone, "Did you know?" Blah 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 blah, and they'll look at you the way you're looking at me right now. And I hope you have a great Christmas. Because actually I probably will do a video on Monday, the day before Christmas, the 24th, 2018. Yeah, here we go.